Welcome back into the Beers and Balls show. We got a really exciting one here this evening, this Saturday night edition of the Beers and Balls show. We got Drew as always. Drew, how are you doing this evening?
What's up, everybody?
And then we got the world champion, Tony. Welcome.
World title.
Welcome to the program, Tony. How the hell are you today?
Earned, not given.
Earned, not given. Tony, I do this for all the guests that come on. Go ahead, give us a quick intro about you. Let the viewers know what they're going to expect from the man, Tony.
Well, they're going to have to find out for themselves, aren't they?
Hey.
Because I don't tell, I show.
That's what I like to hear. I like to.
Here.
That's right.
It's right here.
That's right.
This is all you need to know.
He's the
this
champ.
Is all that you. This tells you what you need to know.
He's the champ.
Look at it. Moment of silence. Moment of silence.
He's the champ. Okay. The champ is here.
All right.
The champ is here.
Oh, you're damn right he is.
Well, if you guys can't already tell, this is going to be a pretty explosive episode of Beers and Ball. Got two lifelong friends here with me, so what could go wrong? But before we get started, make sure you guys like, comment, and subscribe down below. And also follow us on Instagram at the Beers and Balls Show. That's the easiest way you can get in contact with us so that you can come on the show, talk ball, drink some beer, drink whiskey, drink tequila, do it all, and most importantly, have a good time while you're on here. All right? So we got that out of the way. We ate our vegetables. We ate the potatoes. We ate some celery. Potatoes are starch, but it's we ate our vegetables. We got everything out of the way. Now here's the best part of the show. We're gonna drink some beer or whiskey or tequila or vodka. Oh yeah.
What?
Cheers, boys. Cheers.
Old fan. How we drinking Gatorade?
That's okay.
You know how much this glass costs right here, Drew?
$75.
I don't know, like what, $5-6 on Amazon?
Yeah.
$7 from China. $7.
You put your ice in this. You go to sleep. You wake up. Your ice is still there.
There you go. Hey, now we know. The viewers know.
It's just ice.
Huh?
It's just ice in there. What's in the cup?
This some drink. This some juice.
It's okay.
This ain't dirty drink.
It's sobriety is okay. It's okay to be sober.
This is dirty juice.
This show's for everybody. All right, so we're gonna speak today. We're just gonna be really talking about the big game tomorrow. I'm a little outnumbered. I'm behind enemy lines. We're going to talk about the Green Bay Packers going up against Carolina Panthers in historic Lambeau Field, 1 o'clock Eastern Standard Time, 12 Lambeau time. Drew, after the last day of news, how are you feeling going into this game tomorrow?
Not good, Eddie. I'm not good. Cade Mays is out, as you know. We talked about this. And without Cade Mays at center, it has just been a disaster on that O-line. Austin Corbett's going to have to play center, and I guarantee there's going to be one bad snap that results in a fumble from him. And it's just, like I said, Cade Mays is the better center at the signal caller. Everybody moves as one unit when he's playing, and he's not playing. And we're going up against one of the best pass rushers, if not the best pass rusher in the league, against Micah Parsons. So, Bryce Young, hope you're ready to get out that pocket and get on your run. So, here we go.
Yeah, and I think that's a good take. Now, moving over to you, Tony, like when you look at this game on the surface, kind of what's your like 2-3 things you think about in this game?
My first thought is, why the hell is Andy Dalton still on our goddamn team? I think we should have let him go after that game.
He's got a broken thumb, Tony. Have some sympathy. He broke his thumb. He's a warrior.
Got a broken mangina. That's what he's got. I don't know how you play football these many years, and you come out of a secondary, of a backup. He should be teaching Bryce how to do things, and this is the game you play, sir.
That's some harsh words there, Tony. What if Andy hears this? What if Andy Dalton tunes into the Beers and Ball show? What do you?
That man. I hope so. I hope he's listening right now. I hope he's outside. I'd like to see him and have a conversation.
What would you tell him if you had a conversation with the Red Rocket?
How many years has this man been in the league?
I think it's been like 12,
I know this
15?
is a stat Big Parlay would know.
But he ain't here. That big bitch ain't here.
Parlay?
He ain't here. He's sitting.
Big Parlay.
He went to go see his
Parlay.
girl.
Big Parlay hit a parlay and then disappeared.
I seen that on his Instagram. He hit you $5. That's all he could spring was $5, and they turned that to $250.
Hey, that's a big parlay for
It
him.
is.
Usually he's like
That is, yeah.
Well, moving forward here, like the more that I thought about this game, because I've seen kind of some things going out. Like I got a little worried, guys. I got a little worried on my Packers because our green dot, and for those that don't know what the green dot is, that's where the defensive coordinator is calling the plays into the player that is designated to relay the plays to the rest of the players. So that's Quay Walker for the Green Bay Packers. He went down with a calf injury, did not practice Thursday. And Thursday is probably the most important practice that these guys have during the week because that's their padded practice. And to miss that was a little concerning. However, he did come back in practice Friday, and he only has a questionable designation going into this game. But outside of that, the Packers are pretty much healthy all the way around. There's only one other questionable guy, and it's the kicker. And I'm just gonna echo Matt LaFleur. I don't talk to kickers. I don't care about kickers. I don't want a kicker to determine my football game. Keep it moving. Get out of here. So, and in that sense, that's the one thing that kind of spared off for me. And I also saw, boys, that I saw that right guard that was on IR got activated. So he will be playing Sunday. Zavala, is that his last name, Drew? Am I getting that right?
Zavala.
So how much does that change, and what do you predict with the final Friday's final injury report? Do you think you're going to have most of your starting linemen, or do you think you're going to be down a few guys?
I think we're going to be down a few guys. I mean, we're already down Christensen and Mays, and those are two huge guys been on our O-line for a long time. Zavala's fairly new and still kind of raw. You know, he's decent, but he's not to the level of, Cade Mays or Christensen. Now, Moten will be playing. I know he's had a bad knee for a while because he's getting older, and he hurt it last week. So hopefully hopefully he stays healthy for the game. I think he'll probably be like 75%. So I'm kind of worried about that. But we got Josh Nyman behind him, so it's good to get Zavala back. So we know we have an extra guard, especially after losing Christensen. But like I said, I'm just worried about Austin Corbett at center, and on the other side of the defense, I think Trevin Wallace isn't playing. He was our main starting linebacker, which he was the play caller too, which is going to kind of throw us off, because that really helped was when Roseboom stopped calling plays and Wallace started calling the plays, and that's when our defense really started kind of turning it around. And now he's gone, so we'll see what happens, but injuries have really hurt us this week, And
it's tough, and I've been there, so I understand from seeing what a team could be versus all these injuries depleted. That's just the National Football League for you. It's not for long, so hopefully these injuries you're having is not going to last too long. Tony,
Yeah.
who's your watch?
The Packers are minus 1,000.
See, look at Tony is looking for the parlays.
I just wanted to see the odds while we're talking about it. I just want to see the
Well,
odds.
and it makes sense, and we'll get into why Vegas is wrong about how they align the Packers. But Tony, who is your on the offense? On the offense, who is your player to watch? Like who, when the game is playing, who's that guy that you're watching?
Well, of course, as Big Parlay would say, you have the ultimate weapon. and other than him, I'd say other than number 4, we need to give the ball to Unc. We need to give the ball to Unc.
Is that Rico Dowdle or is that Chuba?
That is no man. Put Chuba, man. Throw Chuba in the back, man. Put Chuba in the back. Throw it. Give it to Unc. Every play, every drive, from Bryce to Unc, Bryce to Unc, Bryce to Unc. Every play.
I gotta kind of say, I love that energy. And I don't know if you guys heard from what Dave was your best friend in the NFL, Dave Canales, was talking about, and the reports that came out that Rico Dowdle is running back 1. And I know that, Drew, you and I talked about it on Wednesday on how they released, and I told you it was just their PR team when they released the depth chart, and Chuba was still 1. Reports have come out that Chuba's going to be getting the workload this week. How's that? Do you feel like your prayers are being answered? Do you feel like as a fan base you're being heard? And what do you
said
expect?
Chuba? You said Rico starting?
Yeah, Rico's going to be starting, and he's going to be getting the primary amount of workload. But Chuba's still going to have his spot, but Rico is going to have the top end load.
I mean, it's got to be because, I mean, like I said, I just don't think Dave had that head coach presence to say to the team, hey, no, we're going to start Rico over Chuba, who is a team leader and helped develop the culture. And Dave has, given him a lot of credit for that. Now, so anyway, but, Rico should be starting. I mean, that's just plain and simple. The fact that it took this long just kind of, shows me he kind of got pressured into doing it, honestly, and he didn't even want to do it, but anyway, the proof is going to be in the pudding. When we come out there Sunday, we're going to see what happens. If we come out there and Chuba's running the ball first, I'm going to be like, well, nothing new here, But if they go out there and they run Rico Dowdle to death, and, like I said, as long as he gets 25 carries, I don't care if he only gets 75 yards. That's our best option. We have to establish him.
Run him into an injury like Christian McCaffrey.
That's fine. Then we got Chuba. Because we only got Rico for a year.
That's true.
Rico will be done at the end of this year. So we need to run him in the ground. He ain't coming back to us. He's going to sign a big contract with another team that's contending for a Super Bowl. He ain't coming back with us.
I mean, not to look ahead, but Tony, you just brought up a big name you'll see next week, because I believe you guys go out to Santa Clara next week, or 49ers come to Charlotte and you're going up against Christian McCaffrey for the first time.
No, it's San Fran.
It's in San Fran?
Yeah, he's probably
Monday night.
Oh.
probably gonna run all over us.
We'll have some conversations about that, but we just got to remember to put that into the ether that's coming.
Fuck our defense up.
Problem
for our defense.
Now, Tony, I'm not sure how well versed you are with this Packers offense, but we got a pretty good damn running back ourselves in one Josh Jacobs. Have you seen have you watched much of him play? Have you seen kind of how his style of play is? And how effective do you think he's going to be against this, battered up defense that allowed James Cook to go for about 216 yards, if not more, this previous Sunday?
Yeah. Well, if it's not Carolina football, I'm not watching it. So
that's fair.
I don't really pay attention to Packer football.
That's why I have you here. That's why I have you here,
yeah.
Coach TP.
Even though I do pay my respect, because I hope it's not an ass whooping like the Bills game last weekend. So I will give y'all credit. Y'all are a young team, but y'all are doing very well, very well. Y'all avenged Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah, fuck that old man.
So him and his ashwagandha and his salts.
His ayahuasca and dark retreats can fucking kiss my ass. You just got 35 on your head.
And his Netflix specials.
God, that was terrible. That Netflix experience was fucking terrible.
So,
but what is your concern on good teams that can run the ball that play against this defense? I hear a lot of things that are, as long as you run away from Derek Brown, you're gonna have success. Is that true?
I believe so.
And you're gonna be.
I believe so.
And you're gonna be out without Umanura. I know just butchered his name, but one of your edge rushers. He's gonna be out.
Unamanamel, and he's one of our rookies. He's like the third edge rusher. He's good though. He's probably our second best.
Yeah, he's probably him or Scoring's probably the only guys you got left that are standing right now. When it comes to not having him is gonna make it a little tough for you. Yeah,
definitely. That's why I say we're just gonna have to blitz and hope somebody gets home. I mean, because that 4-man rush we got ain't gonna get to him.
Yeah, and I watched and I don't know how you guys feel about it, just to get back to Dave Canales. And what we talked about earlier, Drew, on how we kind of talked about how Dave Canales was like really kind of almost like loyalty based on what you did for the franchise 2 years ago, but what you haven't done now with Chuba. And it was so crazy to me because I watched this press conference on, it was either Thursday or Friday, and he almost verbatim said exactly what you did. Oh, we still want to get Chuba involved because he's done so much great things here, but he hasn't done things great this year. Then well, he didn't say that part, but I'm interpreting that part on behalf of us that he hasn't done anything this year. But it's still crazy that you want to involve a guy that's just not producing.
Yeah. Yeah, no, and that's the huge thing, like I've been saying, because Chuba is a big part of our culture. He is the leader of the team. When you look at, like, he does all the breakdowns of practice, he's pumping guys up, and Dave Canales, like I said, credits him for that culture. For him kind of getting guys pumped up and doing that. And honestly, that's probably why we gave him a big contract, for him being, kind of a middle of the pack running back in the NFL. I mean, he's getting 40, 50 million guaranteed, and he's decent, but he's not, he's not Jonathan Taylor, or, he's not Saquon Barkley. So, I think he's just a big part of the culture, and for him to kind of take a seat on the bench behind somebody who just came in here on a 1-year deal it's kind of embarrassing, but that also kind of shows that, we don't have a true leader on the team. And that is the problem that I've been saying we have, is we don't have any real leadership. We don't have a guy like Cam Newton who the whole team could look at and be like, yeah, this guy we can get behind and go, hit somebody for. Bryce ain't that guy, unfortunately. Chuba was that guy. Now he's getting started over by Rico, so that kind of makes him look bad, to be honest. And Dave can't, get the locker room together to say, hey, we're going to start Rico over Chuba. So it's a leadership problem. It's a whole leadership problem. We need a star player to come in and, really put the team on his back.
Welcome back into the show. Thanks for sticking around with us. Now we're going to move over to the Packers defense going up against this Carolina Panthers offense. And Drew, I think we're going to stop the run. I don't think Rico Dowdle is going to have these games, these fantasies that he's been living in the last few weeks against weak defenses going up against Micah Parsons and the crew.
Oh, yeah? What makes you think that?
Number 95, just like you have. We got a 95 too, and he's pretty damn good. He makes this defense roll. Micah Parsons, super, super, super fucking important. But 95 is really what gets this defense started for us. Devontae Wyatt, he controls that middle of the field when it comes to the line of scrimmage. He controls the gaps. He's able to really open up lanes for Edgerrin Cooper and Quay Walker to really just trigger and fire when they see where that run game's going. Outside, inside, doesn't matter. Run game ends and starts and begins with Devontae Wyatt. And it's been proven, as long as he's on the field, running backs that we faced, and we faced some decent ones. I'm not going to go out and say we faced great ones, but we faced some pretty good ones. I mean, we faced Jahmyr Gibbs, and then the second week we faced, the Commanders don't have any running backs, so that doesn't count. Cleveland had a good running back. He only had like 110, and he had a big run that kind of got there at the end. The Bengals don't have any running backs. Chase Brown was kind of bottled up. Javonte Williams with the Cowboys, he didn't do anything, and he's been scorching people. And then the last 2 weeks, Warren didn't do much. And this is a very disciplined run defense. They're 7th best for a reason. And I think they're going to prove it why they're better than 7th best on Sunday, starting and finishing with Devontae Wyatt.
Okay. Well, I think I could disagree a little, because we go on the outside a lot with Rico, and that's where he gets the bulk of his yards behind our 2 big tackles, and Ikem Ekwonu, who's one of the best run blockers in the NFL. And then we got Taylor Moton, who's got a little bit of a bum knee, but again, a Pro Bowl, all-pro caliber tackle. And, that's going to be our bread and butter, is getting on those outside runs. Now, I think, like you said, you got good players. We got good players, that can block. It's just going to be a test of will, who's going to get that game of inches, and who's going to push who further back, and who's going to, get their assignments right. And, we'll see when that comes. But, I think you guys haven't really played a good rushing attack since, I think, like week 2 or week 3. So I think, we might be a little bit different for y'all, especially if we just give Rico the ball constantly on those outside runs. So, like I said, I think it's just going to end up being a test of will. Who wants it more? We got good guys. You got good guys who can hit, who's going to push who further back.
And I see a lot of what the Packers are going to do. They're going to kind of go against what they have been doing. They've been playing a lot of nickel. Every team plays like 60% nickel. But against this Carolina Panthers team that wants to run the ball, I see us playing a lot more of our base 4-3, bringing Isaiah McDuffie into the game, taking our nickel backer out so that we have 3 linebackers on the field. And I think that approach is going to be able to help us there. And to counter what your part is, I don't think that Rico Dowdle's played against a good run defense since he's been rolling. Just to counter that, you could tell me if I'm wrong. Tell me if I'm wrong.
No, I mean, not necessarily. I mean, I could see what you're saying. Yeah, we went up against bad teams, honestly, every game that he's went off. But again, he hasn't had the past chances the past 2 games. So I don't know if now he's out of his rhythm and out of his funk, out of his groove that he was in. So and like I said, Cade Mays ain't playing at center. So I just think it's going to be a test of will on the tackles because we're going to try to run it outside because that's where Rico gets the bulk of his yards. So if Moten and Icky can push people back and get people out the way, I think our run game will be successful.
Tony, is this a trap game for the Green Bay Packers?
What is that? What do you mean when you say a trap?
So a trap game is kind of because the Green Bay Packers are taking on the Philadelphia Eagles next Sunday, and they're just coming off an emotional win by beating Rodgers. So you're coming up against a 4-4 team. It's easy to get up against. It's easy to get excited, get hyped up about going against playing Rodgers. It's easy to get up and go up and play the Super Bowl champions. It's a little bit more difficult to get excited, get motivated to play the 4-4 Carolina Panthers. Do you think the Packers might be in a tough spot here where come Sunday at 1:00 Eastern, 12:00 Lambeau time that, they might not be ready to go?
I think the Panthers have a lot more to worry about than the Packers, in my opinion. I think you guys are playing way better football than us. Probably have way better coaching and make probably way better decisions than we make. So I think you guys
I don't know, man.
a lot better chance of having a good game, I would say.
Drew has seen my text messages about the coach.
Hopefully we just have a good game to watch. I think that's what we all want to see. And not a blowout like last weekend where we just want to fall asleep because we are just getting blown out.
Yeah, I mean, and those are disappointing to watch as a fan to begin with. And they kind of go right into that point that you were talking about on keeping it a close game. I don't know. That's the biggest thing that worries me is the only way, in my mind, that this game is close is 2 things. If the Packers they come out flat, they don't come out ready to go win because Super Bowl winning teams win these games by a large margin. They blow teams out that they're supposed to. And this is, no disrespect, a game, Vegas sees it, a game the Packers should win handedly. This should be a 35-14 game. It should never be close at any point outside of the first snap. That is what good to great to excellent teams do. But the Packers are different. Matt LaFleur's philosophy is a little bit different. It is so far rare and in between that Matt LaFleur will blow a team out. And I don't know if that's coaching philosophy, if that's the way he calls the game, I don't know. But I don't ever see him blowing him out of team, and I don't see him blowing out the Panthers on Sunday. I think it's going to be a lot closer than what the sports books say, what every person like me and you, all of us here with a mic in front of our face say. I think it's going to be, going back to, I think it's going to be a 17-point game because I don't expect at this point, I've seen this story before, I don't expect the Packers to come out firing in at least the first half.
Yeah, no, I definitely agree. I think you guys just came off a big Sunday night game against the Steelers. That was a big primetime game against Aaron Rodgers, your old quarterback. Now you're coming back to your home city playing the Panthers at 1, who are just coming off a big loss. Now, I'm sure you guys will put some emphasis on Rico, but, I know we're going to come ready to play because Bryce is going to be back, and we got the Saints next week, and we're right behind the Bucks, 1 game. So if we win this game and then beat New Orleans, that's 7 wins. No, it's not 7, 6 wins on our season, and that's looking really good. And we're not going to get many winnable opportunities the rest of the year. So I think if we can stack up our wins now and take advantage of your slightly hurt defense with Quay Walker and Neiman, right? He's out.
Yeah, he's a special teams guy. Great. If he would have played, he's a Pro Bowl special teamer.
And then we got another thing about special teams. We want to get into that real quick, or you want to?
No, keep going on your point. We'll get into that.
Okay, yeah, but no, I definitely think this could be a sleeper game for the Packers. Like you said, they don't blow people out, but we don't either. But I think if we stick to give the ball to Rico, and give Tet a lot of targets, because you guys have a slightly, that's probably your weakest point in your defense is your secondary.
I mean, it's question marks. It's question marks across the board. It's a tough place to live right now.
So if we can get the ball to Tet, a few nice 10, 15-yard passes here and there, and Rico's getting his 5 yards to carry, man, I think we might give y'all some trouble or something you weren't expecting.
That game plan that you're talking about, getting kind of receivers involved, throw those intermediate routes that Bryce Young is terrible at, which is 10 to 19 yards. He's like worst in the league at is in between. Now, 0 to 9, he's like top 5. And then his deep accuracy, which is 20 or higher, is kind of inflated because he doesn't take a lot of deep shot chances when it comes to his accuracy. He doesn't take a lot of chances there, so it's a little inflated. That's why I just don't believe his number being there.
I understand.
You know what I mean, though. You guys watch the game.
I agree. I agree.
I think if he can hit on some of those intermediate routes, because I think he's going to find himself in a lot of 3rd and 7s. 3rd and 6, where you got to hit that 11-yard route because the defense is guarding the sticks. If he can hit those, the Packers are in for a long night. And if the Packers decide they don't want to show up and play again and dedicate themselves to stopping the run, because that is a mindset thing to stop the run. It is something you have to be willing to do like going into the game, you have to be willing to stop the run, because that is the thing that will eat the time of possession. It'll cut the amount of possessions each team get. And we talked about this earlier. If the Packers and Panthers cut this down to an 8 to 9 possession game, the Panthers are going to be in it to the end. And if it gets longer than that, then that's where the Packers are going to have their possession there. And here's why I say that. You look at all these different great sports, basketball, baseball, all these things that have series, 7-game series. And I can't remember where I heard this, but it made so much sense when I heard it. Teams that are very good that play in series, the better team usually wins, because though you have more opportunities for your best players to excel.
Yeah.
And in these 1-game situations, it's really hard for your best players to absolutely excel game in and game out. So I think that as long as the Packers show up, we'll know from the first possession of the Packers have the ball what kind of game this is going to be.
Yeah, I just hope the best thing for y'all is to not let it
Hulk
be
Hogan.
close.
Hulk Hogan's in the building.
That's right.
I am a real American.
Yeah, I think.
All right.
Let me finish my point real quick. And then I think the best thing for y'all to do is to kind of blow us out, because I think we've shown the Panthers if it's a close game in the fourth quarter, we will play till the death. I mean, we will claw and scratch until the game is over, and we have really good resiliency when it comes to late in the game. Now, the first half of the game, that's when we make bad mistakes and we let people get ahead and we get demoralized. But when it comes to about midway through third quarter, if we're only down 7 points, man, you should be worried.
Yeah, the top thing on your mind has to be Bryce Young taking care of the ball. Because all the games you lost this year, I think you have the highest point differential off turnovers or points off turnovers. That's got to be the number one thing is, If I'm a coach for the Panthers, I'm telling Bryce Young, whatever you do, protect the ball. And if I'm a Packers coach, I'm saying, go after this guy. He will give you the ball. You just have to be in the right position. And I think that's the approach of this, cornerbacks group. Now, I think the Packers have one really good cornerback that he's just not getting a lot of love, which is Carrington Valentine. Now, he's very undersized comparatively to Tet McMillan. Tet McMillan's got about 3 inches in height and about 8 inches, 9 inches in arm wingspan.
All of our receivers are big.
Yeah,
except for Jimmy Horn.
And that's gonna be a big problem for this Packers defensive backs. But let's talk about how these receivers are going to get the ball. How is Bryce Young going to get the ball away when he's got Micah Parsons and Rashawn Gary, 2 of the top 5 sack leaders in the NFL, coming after him?
He's probably going to throw an interception and have a fumble.
See, now that's what I like to hear.
Maybe a pick six. Maybe who knows? Maybe Michael Parsons to take that motherfucker out the NFL. Who knows?
Now, I don't want to see that happen, but Micah Parsons does have some history with Bryce Young. A couple of chase down sacks. I mean, kind of throwing him around a couple times.
I bet he's. I think we're the same height. So.
Who, you and Bryce Young, or you and Micah Parsons?
No, me and Bryce Young.
How does he navigate this pass rush for him to be able to step up in the pocket and be able to deliver the throw? Because he has to get rid of it quick. And from everything that I've seen from the Panthers, they don't run a lot of quick hitting outside of some slants. They really don't run a lot of quick hitting routes. What is your guys' thoughts on that?
This is why he throws interceptions.
I mean, that's fair.
Or just throws it to nothing.
I think
throws it to ghosts on the sideline.
Well, I think honestly, the thing is with those quick routes is you got to have quick receivers. And no disrespect to our guys, but they're not essentially fast. They're bigger, physical, possession kind of receivers.
I think they have top end speed. They just don't have that first 3 steps to get open quickness that you want in this style of offense.
That's what you kind of want with those kind of guys when you're doing those quick receive slants. You want those quick, fast, shifty guys. That's why I think we might see a little bit more Jimmy Horn this week. But we don't really have that in the receiving core. So that's why I think we need to rely more on, just the run game. And then when Bryce Young can see a one-on-one matchup with Tet, you catch him on a out route or, some kind of curl, with an anticipation throw, because that's going to be our best bet.
Yeah, and the Packers run a lot of cover too, so those hole shots are there. They're just dangerous to take because we have 2 really good top-end safeties. I mean, we got all-pro top safety Xavier McKinney that rolls back there, and then a young second-year player in Evan Williams out of the University of Oregon, that's playing some of his best football right now as well. And I think that's what kind of covers up a lot of these DB, kind of disappointments is our safeties and where they're able to play and how Hafley's able to match up. Now, if you're Bryce Young, and let's say it's 3rd and 6, right? And you're on your 35-yard line. And you see this big sumbitch Micah Parsons lined up at a linebacker spot right behind the defensive tackle. What do?
You got to have a plan. I mean, if you're throwing the ball, you got to have your 1, 2, and then check down. I mean, there's no time to waste. I mean, you got to look to your one side of the field, pick your best side, pick your 1, 2, and then if that don't work, check down. If not, get out of there. There is no time to be wasting in the pocket, especially with our Hurdo line. So I hope Bryce knows that, and I hope his ankle is good enough to the point where he can be running around all game and not, cramp up or twist himself.
So here's my final question about this Panthers offense, because I see it a lot with Matt LaFleur's calling. The way you want to run Rico Dowdle, you'd fucking love Matt LaFleur as much as he wants to introduce the run game. You'd fucking love him as a coach. But something that I have trouble with is predictability that comes with the run game. At what point is the first down run, the second down run, gonna get to being a bad call in this game?
I don't think it's ever a bad call because, it's always 50-50. And, I mean, it's the NFL. You got to keep people guessing. It's tough, man. I like first down runs. I think it's a good way to establish the drive. Good way to get the offensive line to go hit somebody. The offensive line loves to run. They don't want to pass block. They don't want
True.
to get hit. They want to go hit somebody. So I think that's a good way to go out there and establish just the morale for the team. Go hit somebody, get some yards, and let's go from there.
Love
So
it.
I don't think it's a bad play call. I know people think it's too
Bless you.
predictable, but I mean, if you got a decent run game, run the ball, man. They know you're gonna do it, but if they can't stop you, man,
I love
go
it.
hit somebody in the mouth, man. Physical football.
I love it. Welcome back into the Beers and Balls show, and we're gonna hit on just a three more quick topics here in this episode, and I want to talk about the Packers offense, Drew and Tony. I want to talk about them. What's your keys to stopping Jordan Love? I know we've talked about this already, but kind of knowing who's going to be playing Sunday. How are you looking to stop, if not contain, Jordan Love in this offense?
Just blitz.
Better defensive players next draft.
Next draft, need some more players. Need a blitz.
What else are we gonna do?
What about
Our
tomorrow?
defense-
We got to
Our
do
defense
something.
is trash.
We can't wait till
Yeah,
next year.
blitz. Yeah, blitz until our defense gets tired, and then that's gonna be the game.
Yeah, because I think that's going to be the turning point in this game. That's going to keep it from being as close as kind of we are predicting it to be. Because I think that this offense is just going to be able to move the ball with relative ease, if Matt LaFleur can call a good game. He's proven that he is one of the best play callers in the league. Now, if he gets out of his own way and starts, instead of the run leading to the pass, if he's a pass first, run second, calling this game, like letting the pass open up the run, we're going to have a lot of success. Because I think the biggest misconception that a lot of people have is in order to run a play action, you have to run the ball first. And that's just simply not true. It's not true at all. You can give the perception of a run based off of formation, but you don't have to run the ball 8 times to 3 passes to pull off a successful play action. And I think the play action game is going to be very key in this game. And I also add to what you're saying on they have to blitz them, because when Jordan Love is in a clean pocket, you take out drops and kind of dirt balls, he completes almost 90% of his throws. Well at the top of the league. When he is clean in the pocket, he doesn't miss. He does not miss. In order to kind of slow down whatever pass rush the Panthers might have, because you never know when somebody's going to show up to have a game. Nick Squarton might just have a hell of a game. Doesn't matter. You got to hold up. And I think that's going to be the thing that puts this team over. And the Panthers love running man. They love to run too high and go down into a one high safety. It's the same defense they just played in Pittsburgh. Matt LaFleur should have a plan. Just go execute. Because I know Jordan Love's going to be ready to play. He is a gamer. He's going to be ready to play. Josh Jacobs going to be ready to play. Can Matt LaFleur call the right plays to make this game not close? I think Matt LaFleur is the deciding factor in this game being close or not.
You don't want to know a big thing I think that nobody's talking about that might be a big deciding factor?
Sure, go ahead.
Is our kickoffs.
You guys are great on the kickoffs, and we are terrible at kickoff returns. Special teams, in general, special teams, not good. Not good.
Yeah. Guess what we rank in starting field position for opponents?
Oh, I mean, I'm sure you're probably top 5.
We're first.
Yeah, I mean, but special teams is such a big part of the game. Packers lose games in the playoffs. The one game that we lost this year, you could even say the 2, including the tie, is special teams.
Yeah. So, I think that if we can get you guys, that dirty kick and kind of get you guys back in field position inside your own 15, I think we can really set you guys up to have a struggle to march down the field long enough to not punt and give us the ball back. So
That's
I
where
think
you're
that
wrong,
could be-
though. That's where you're wrong. This Packers team has done phenomenal inside the 20 on creating drives that ended in touchdowns. We've had more drives that have started inside the 20 that resulted in a touchdown than we have punts. So necessarily starting this Packers offense inside the 20 does not like shine bells that you're going to get a stop, because I have seen more times than not have success inside the 20 and end up having a score than at the 35 in punting.
Yeah, no, that's definitely a good point, and I just think that's why we probably need to play bend but don't break football. Even if you guys get down the field, we'll let your kicker try and kick it. He's struggling. Let him miss some kicks. As long as we keep you guys out of the end zone, make you march all the way down the field, tire out your offense. Hopefully you guys don't get there, make you kick field goals. I think we can. That might give us a better opportunity.
I appreciate your attempt at some Eddie bait right now. I do. It's top notch. Trying to get me going here on special teams.
And if you guys commit like 15 penalties, hopefully that'll happen.
I want 6. I'll give up 6. 6 is fine. Don't give me 10. I'm okay
12.
with 6. If I get
12.
No, I want you to have 12. I want you to have fuck you. I want you to have 12. But no, at the end of the day, you're exactly right with the penalties. It's a problem with this Packers team. They try and find ways, especially in games like this. They try and find ways to beat themselves constantly. I've seen this story so many times. Like it will be. We'll look back at this tomorrow afternoon after the game's over, and if the Packers win, I'm going to immediately look back to that first drive. Like if they win convincingly, it'll be because of that first drive. If they win by close, it'll be because of that first drive. If they lose, it'll be because of that first drive.
Gotcha.
Now, last thing before we end this episode, any either you guys up for a little bit of a friendly wager on this game?
Okay.
A little friendly wager. TP, you up for a friendly wager?
What kind of friendly wager?
As Drew knows how I choose games, Miami thankfully lost. Thankfully.
Whoops.
Lost.
Lamar came back 110%.
I don't even know 110%. He didn't. It was ugly. It was for his standards. It's ugly. That's the thing. Like most quarterbacks, that's a good game. His standards, against that team, So I always say, Packers win. A shotgun a beer on the show. What do you offer up?
If the Panthers win,
Yeah.
you shotgun 2 beers.
What about if the Panthers lose? Well, you got to do something. I can't be the only one bearing all the risk here.
I'll do a shot of whiskey.
A shot of whiskey. What?
A Jack Daniels. What?
What?
A shot. If the Panthers lose, we have to do a shot. Well, I'll do a shot of Jameson then.
There we go. So there's your bet, everybody. If the Packers win, Eddie still has to shotgun a beer, no matter what. I'm going to have to shotgun at least 1 beer.
Yeah.
What? And no matter what. No matter what. Because, hey, this is Beers and Ball, and the host of this show is going to be drinking some beer.
Yeah.
And then
we got one more question for Tony.
special guest Tony.
Panthers, what's the final score? Who wins?
Oh man, the final score.
What's the final score?
Are you asking me what I want to happen or what I think's going to happen?
What do you
Both.
think?
Both. Give us both.
Give us both.
Okay,
Give us reality, and then give us what your gut is telling you.
Okay. I would love for Bryce to come out and show that he's as pissed as me as what we saw from Andy Dalton. And hopefully he comes out and he shows us that he's a first-round draft pick.
Not first round, number 1.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. And that's what I want to happen. That's what we all want to happen, except for you, probably. And
True.
that may or may not happen. And the unfortunate event, as we saw last weekend, that we might hopefully we don't see, but is that we lose. I don't know, maybe let's say like 20-30, something like that.
I think it's a
I
fair
would say.
assessment. I'm not far off from that. I've been thinking some more, Drew, about what my prediction is, and this is going to be my final prediction here. I'm going 35-17 Packers. Because I think Ted McMillan is going to get at least one touchdown, and I think there's going to be a situation where Rico Dowdle is close, like within like 20, probably breaks off a 15-yard run, scores. There's your 2 touchdowns there. And then I just think you get a field goal at the end and a half, and then I don't think you get anything in the second half. And then I think the Packers just roll pretty comfortably.
And I hope you're not right, but you might be, because I could see that. I've seen this book before.
There you go.
I've read this book and I've seen this movie.
That's right.
So I wouldn't be surprised. But if Bryce comes out there and he shows us that a week of rest can get his mind right, I mean, we might have a good game. I mean, we might.
Drew, what's your final prediction?
Sticking to my same, man. If Rico does not get at least 25
25 is wild. You got to lower your expectations on 25 carries.
No, I'm not.
Because Chuba's going to get some. No, because you got to think there's only even if you have a ton of offensive plays. Let's say you have 80 offensive plays. 25 is not going to go to Rico. It's just not. Because Chuba's going to get at least 10 or more himself. Because Dave has his loyalty, and he could be smoke and mirrors saying that Rico is going to be the lead back.
Can I dream? Can I just dream of
Sure.
Rico having
This is your world. We're just living in it. This is your world, Drew. This prediction is your world. I'm sorry. I apologize.
Don't think of Dave Canales. Think of Drew as the head coach.
Okay, head coach Drew.
Rico is getting at least 25 carries, and if that happens, we're winning 24-23. Okay. Now, if
you're banking on Packers special teams fucking up at some point, I see.
Now, if Dave just decides to throw screen passes to Bryson Tremaine all game, then we're going to lose probably 35-17, something like that.
Well, I see it. I mean, your prediction has this Packers fucking up at some point, and they tend to do that, especially on special teams.
Yeah. I see Bryce fumbling the ball at least once due to Austin Corbett. Bad snap, probably getting sacked by Parsons from behind, fumbling the ball. Probably there's 2 turnovers right there. Yep.
Well, gentlemen, let's have our last beer, drink, Gatorade bottle, sip before we end the episode. Cheers to you guys.
Cheers.
We love you. Make sure that you like, subscribe, comment down below.
Hey,
you already know the business.
Hey, Eddie. Before we go, Big Parlay wanted me to ask you if you knew if the Krispy Kreme light is on right now.
He would. I wouldn't. I mean, I'm a hefty 215 right now. That's full of beer, but his ass.
Oh man. You're at 215 right now.
I got a big old gut. I've been putting on the LBs. I've been stacking them. I've been stacking them like these 30 racks I've been putting down. So I've been stacking them. Tell Big Parlay 73 to stop ducking, because he already ducked this podcast. We ducked it pregame. This is supposed to be all light and fun.
He's got PCS mobile, man. He can't handle this. He can't get on the podcast.
No, I you know what? Speaking of Jalen, I actually, you know what? I want
to mobile or something like that. I don't know what he's.
You know what? We're gonna end this show here, because this is for Jalen, and I got a lot to say to Jalen, because we welcomed him in. We welcomed him into the show.
Hey, that's a big parlay.
Big parlay. Never wins a parlay. Got lucky once. Sure, we'll keep it moving.
Big Jalen. He came into the Discord hot. He
He didn't.
He called himself Big Parlay right off the bat.
He came in hot.
You see how he's coming. He's coming.
Yeah,
he's cooking up parlays. He's probably cooking up one right now.
Yeah, appreciate you guys stopping by, enjoying the content. Make sure you like, subscribe, comment down below. Special thanks to Tony for coming on the pod with us on this Saturday night to really chop it up, talk Packers, talk Panthers, talk tomorrow's game. Drew, thank you so much as always. We'll be back tomorrow post game
We'll be back tomorrow to talk about Big Parlay's girl and how she's been texting all our phones, and we just can't.
Sometimes
we want to tell her to leave us alone, Big Parlay. We're okay. We're on the pod. We got shows to do.
We got shows to do. So again, thank you so much, and do what we always ask you to do: like, comment, subscribe, follow the Instagram at the Beers and Ball Show. And until tomorrow, I say go Pack, go.
Keep pounding.
Keep pounding.
We love you. We'll see you. Have a wonderful night. Have a wonderful game day experience. We'll see you tomorrow.